Hi, my name is Kim Swift and I'm the creative director on Soul Fjord. We're here to talk to you today about the evolution of our main character, Magnus Jones, and sort of the thought process that goes into creating any of our enemy characters.
We started out on the main character with just a general idea of sort of the flavor that we were looking for the feel of the game. One of the great things about character development is that you take the core initial ideas that everybody has and everybody kind of riffs on them and iterates on them. So it gets to be this really fun evolution of what a character looks like and what a style looks like. So we started out with a bunch of different concepts on the general idea of what we were looking for Soul Fjord. Casey was doing kind of this more 70s vibe character we called Sven. It's really cool, but really illustrative and really tough to do as a 2D character. Scott went and did the super sexy version as kind of, this is what he would look like if he were Aquaman Odin. Then he did a snazzy, Final Fantasy anime samurai version, which was super badass. But again, if we had more than 1.3 animators, we could have done something like this, but we don't. Chris's character for the pitch dock, which looks really fantastic, but it's also another one of those things that there's no way in hell I'd be able to animate in time. So I sort of took that and did my own little riff on it, changed it only a tiny bit. You can see all of the similarities are still there. He's still got an afro and a beard, which is all you really need from a character. I went through a bunch of different iterations on him to kind of see what different styles of the character would look like. This particular one really plays up the Italian heritage Magnus has. Scott and I bounced back and forth and did a bunch of different versions of the character and iterations on it. I took them to everybody. We all looked at them, picked pieces and parts from each one. At that point, we broke it apart and added this awesome black outline to really make him pop. We ended up with Chris's drawing again of the same character, Magnus.
Hi, my name is Scott Wade and I'm a concept artist. And what I'm in charge of is making sure our characters look good and that we're all happy with them before Doug actually goes through and animates them. So we've got this really big list that we came up with early in production that's sort of all of our various ideas for what's Viking and Norse and what's funky and 70s. What we do is we combine them together in the best way we can and then try to get these characters that infuse all of our style into them in the right ratio. So this is the design process that we went through to make the lounge dragon. So we just basically had a lizard and he had sort of a Saturday Night Fever vibe to him. The first thing that got brought up was that he's got 4 legs and a tail, and all of those would need to be animated every frame in order for him to work. Doug expressed some concerns there, and his suggestion, which I made a version of, was just stand him up. So now we've only got 2 legs and a tail, and that's a lot more manageable from an animation point of view. He has a pretty good 70s funk vibe, but he doesn't really look Viking or Norse at all, and the suggestion was to make him an actual dragon. From there we looked at some reference of ship's mastheads and other carvings, and we found, some other ideas of how do we want the tongue to work, do we want to give him little ears, what's the shape of the eye, the nose, and the spikes on the back of him. We were pretty much all agreed on it from this point.
Hi, I'm Kalen Matney. I'm a technical artist. Going back on what Scott was saying, we knew when we made the Lounge Dragon that we wanted to launch fire, but we needed some variation. So we thought, why not all the other elements? So here's his projectile. He's going to launch into the air. He's also going to have a short range attack. But we also wanted some other elements like ice, lightning, and poison.
Thanks for tuning in. On our next Developer Diary, we're going to be talking about music and our combat system.
Soul Fjord.